symbolism of astrology and the symbolism of the tarot cards to creatively self-reflect or help to self-reflect. And I'm not a fortune teller, I'm not telling you the future, I'm not telling you what to do. We're just looking at dynamics and some images that might help us maybe find some inspiration for our situation, find some inspiration for our to reach our goals and to live our best lives. So yeah, let's see if we can find something interesting today and what the cards want to tell us. Okay, Taurus inspired people. Prince of Cups. That is a beautiful card. When we want to go outside with our emotions, when we want to come from the inside out, when we want to work with our emotions, when we want to move forward with our emotions. So the Prince is really combining air and water energy, and he is also, as you can see in this card, looking very closely into his cup. He is really trying to understand and analyze his feelings. He is also trying to bring in and call in the transformation. When you look very, very closely, you see that there is a snake in there that is also a symbol for transformation. And what is also beautiful is that we have this eagle flying over the water surface. So he's not really diving deep into the water. He's really trying to stay above of it, and he's on top of it, and he's trying to not get also drawn down by his emotions, the water being a symbol for your emotional life. So this is a very, very nice time to be creative in a more musical manner, in a more like introverted manner, in a way that we are just in touch with ourselves and our emotions. I always like to say, he, of course, he's also the romantic prince, but I also like to say that the Prince of Cups is a very musical and somewhat nostalgic and romantic prince, not just in a sense of relationships, but in a sense of also how he approaches life and how he sees life. He falls in love with life, and he falls in love with the everyday. So this is a very, very beautiful energy that we can work with on a creative level, especially writing, because he is bringing also some air energy. So writing is good, speaking is good, singing is good. That's all air energy combined with water energy. So it's a very, very beautiful card, and I very much like him. He's also standing for water signs, so mostly Scorpio, but also Cancer and Pisces. So yeah, it's a good time to work with your emotions right now, to maybe analyze them a little bit more, maybe dive a little deeper, maybe, you know, try to get a little more of an idea of what's going on the inside without having to, you know, being overwhelmed by them. Six of Swords. Yeah, and there we have some air energy where it's about learning new things, working with the knowledge that you have to really move into new directions, move into new environments, and learn more. This is the card called Science. It is a card, I'm sorry, that is really asking us to go to different places, mentally, also to learn new stuff, and to also at the same time work with what we already know, to be able to go into new territories of knowledge. It is often referred to as a card of moving on, but I think, or moving to calmer waters, but this is really, really, really such a superficial way to see it, because it is so much more. It is a card of exploring territory of information and knowledge. That's what it actually is. And it's very much about the mind, and it's very much about learning. So yeah, let's see how we move further into the future, which I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen in the future, but what can we bring forward Oh, beautiful. Huh, I didn't see that coming. And we have a wonderful, wonderful Queen of Pentacles. So it seems like this is all very chill. To me, it seems like a very chill energy, also good for Taurus. Because we do have a Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles really knows how to work with her resources. It doesn't matter if she has a lot or if she has little. She always kind of gets through. She knows how to, invest into things. She knows how to take care of her body. She's really... she knows that health is wealth. She knows how to keep her resources, how to keep money, how to, maybe when things are tight, she knows how to keep things tight. She also knows when to spend. She doesn't overspend. She doesn't underspend. She's like just the master of resources, and at the same time she's come a long way. We can see here in the background of the card is a desert, and it's supposed to be the Nile River that she's looking at now, again springing. So there is water now that she's looking at. She's come very, very far to this oasis, and she's a very stable person. And that's super nice, of course, when we are in that energy. I always tell people it's a good moment to really take care of your body. Make sure that your body feels good. Maybe have some new beauty routine, or maybe look into some, new ways how you can really do something nice and nurturing for your body. She's very, very nurturing. And what's opening up here with the Three of Wands is really maybe also a new sense of, I want to say this card is called Virtue. A new sense of virtue to also not only do the thing, but also do the right thing. And that's what the Three of Wands is all about. It took me forever to understand this card. I don't know why. I always had some sort of trouble to really get the essence of this switch from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, because, there's all these sayings like, okay, your ship's coming back in, or you're looking out, it's a waiting position or whatever. But it's really not. What it's really about is we learn how to make the right decisions, or we learn how to act upon the right decisions. So we are not just like acting into a certain direction, we are also doing the right thing in the moment that helps us open up the way. So the more we do the right thing in the moment, the more we see our vision opening up in front of us, the more we see the path opening up in front of us. And that's why it's also referred to what you send out will come back. And that's basically what this card is all about. So we are really, I think this is a month for you when it comes to self-reflection, when it comes to really looking at your emotions and learning. It's very calm at the same time. I feel like it's a very calm energy that is going on right now, and very stable and very grounded. It feels very nice, and you can by keeping in this energy, I feel like, and still being curious with the Six of Swords, you can still open up yourself to really keep in motion. It's not a stuck energy where we don't move, because the Three of Wands is very much keeping things in motion with the Wands energy and the fire energy. All right, so let's look at a relationship dynamic. This can be any relationship, doesn't have to be romantic. It can be, work or family or colleagues or what have you. Or just what you feel like you're attracting at this time from the outside. So this is the outside, or another person. The Fool in the reverse. Well, there's certain different ways to read this when it comes to relationships. Either somebody is afraid to take a risk, or somebody is too risky, or somebody is not open to really imagining things on a little more broader horizon. So there is some obviously imbalanced energy when the Fool is in the reverse. So it could be that somebody is having a hard time imagining doing things completely differently, or stepping out of their limiting beliefs. Maybe somebody is also having a hard time opening up their heart space, or somebody is just a huge risk taker and is acting foolish. That could also be. But let's see the context. But it's all somehow fear-based, of course, as always. It could be any tarot reading, you know, like fear and what's behind the fear. Just a lot of different ways to tell it with 78 cards. All right. You might, oh, this is interesting because there is also some deep stuff and learning happening in relationships, I think. This is very interconnected because sometimes I read for a relationship dynamic and you feel like, oh, it's very disconnected and it doesn't have to do anything with the other. It's just everybody has their own thing going on. But it feels like this attitude, this way of being right now from another person is really keeping you stuck, and at the same time you're being stuck in circumstances is also influencing this person to act this way. So maybe there are circumstances that don't directly have to do with a person but could, and they are just keeping you restricted or confined. Sometimes we are just in a situation that we cannot get out of really fast, and even if we believe in instant manifestation or whatever trick here the people want to sell you, this is sometimes just a moment where we are restricted also within ourselves, and our ego is kind of restricted. This is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is a card where we have to learn where we really want to go to a deeper spiritual layer of ourselves. And I feel like that's what you're doing also with these cards here. At the same time, it does not mean that the circumstances change fast, but we know they will change, and we are understanding and learning to understand how we got here also. It's not just like, help me, I'm hanging on this thing. It's also like, how did I actually get here, and what is my part in this? This other person, I don't know, they're like having a hard time, or I feel like their hands are tied also, because in these circumstances they cannot really do much. They cannot really do things other than be somewhat foolish or somewhat hesitant or somewhat not open, because this is your very personal, individual I don't want to say struggle, but a very personal, individual process. And this person is kind of totally connected to that, but they cannot do the process for you. You know, another person cannot do your spiritual awakening, or another person cannot do your deeper self-work. It's just, yes, they can assist you, but it seems like there's somebody waiting for the go into a new direction, but it's not gonna happen because the Hanged Man brings a little bit of delay, as long as we are not doing the work. So it's complex, but this is really, the Hanged Man is a really good card. I do love the Hanged Man, because with the Hanged Man we realize that there is really no such thing as a sacrifice. We are really ready to let go completely of anything in our egotistical ways that is really standing in the way of where we want to go. And it's a very, very spiritual card as well. You gain a lot of spiritual strength and knowledge and even wisdom. And it's a card of enlightenment. So yeah, you can also work on your body and do yoga with the Hanged Man. Interesting that now I put the cards down vice versa. Wow, there's a lot of mirroring going on here, a lot. You want to be careful that you're not projecting this onto another person, that you're not projecting your own struggle onto another person. You really want to be careful. Because sometimes we feel like in relationships, obviously, I mean, sometimes happens all the time, that it's just a very, very human, unfortunately, psychological little trick that when we don't want to see something within ourselves, we project it onto the other person, or somebody is bringing that out, and we want to be careful. It could be that, you know, there could be truth to it, that there is mirroring, but we want to make sure that it's accurate, because it doesn't seem like it's helping a lot. But this is an intense month, especially if you are partnered up or if you have a very intense connection with a person, or close friends, family could also be. There's some deeper work. Yeah. Of course, Temperance card in the rework, there needs to be some healing done, like for real. With the Temperance card in reverse, we are supposed to find the right solution, really, for a situation or for a dynamic in relationships especially. And we are maybe really triggering each other's spots, or we understand that there is something deeper going on that we cannot fully fathom right now, and that it's time to go within and to not just jump into something new also, because or jump over it. The Fool can, of course, also be like letting go of everything, just jumping over it. But sometimes the past catches you, you know. It's like, sure, it's great when we are in the Fool energy, but he's in the reverse. So we kind of might know that we're not yet ready to just let everything go, or just like detach from the whole situation emotionally, because there needs to be some deeper understanding and some real change that needs to happen. And it's step-by-step change. And I'm saying that because there is a Two of Pentacles here that is saying change is possible and change is happening. But maybe it's a little wobbly, because the Two of Wands, it's a very new path. We just had the Ace of Wands, and then we stepped into the Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, and then we stepped into Two of Pentacles, and it's still wobbly. We're still figuring out, how do we do this new thing? How do we do this change thing? And with the Temperance card, it seems in the reverse, it seems very off-centered. You know, we kind of need to find the right solution for certain things here together, and we both are part of it. So it's very intense, especially 3 major arcana. So in relationships, there's deeper stuff coming up, I think, that is kind of working itself to the surface. But with the Hanged Man, we have a really great chance to also see the essence of something. He's also really seeing the essence, and you can even see in his face. In this deck, it's really, really intense. You can see that he's having an epiphany, you know. It's like his eyes are so wide open. He's like, oh, wow. So there is really spiritual knowledge coming through for you, which is a treasure and a gift. So let's see one more oracle card. Oh, try something new. See, of course. Yeah, a new approach maybe. And I think it has a lot to do with this, establishing this change. Card is saying try something new. You only know if you can do something if you try. So this is a German card, German version of this deck. But yeah, it's a very, very, of course, good practical advice. And of course, doing new things will bring failure, because when we do something that we've never done before, then it's just going to take some time. But Taurus energy is normally not really having a hard time with that, because they know you have to just bring the momentum by taking things step by step. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Please check out my channel, check out my description box if you're interested in what I'm doing in more detail. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment if you're new here. Thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.